All right, this is just a short video, and it's the 18th day of November 2010, and we're in our third day since we've been open here at the Portland Preparedness Center, open 10 to 6 Monday through Saturday. It's interesting observing the gesturing, the body language, the looks from the locals, the extreme interest, enthusiasm, and the mystery, the confusion, the bafflement being pretty much on display. Myself, in a store like this, when we're open, we take off the blinds. Interesting experience. A store like this brings up certain feelings in certain people. Fear is one of them. It's a wake-up call. It's a God shot that they're not prepared, most of them, for what's coming. Most of all, confusion. Confusion, yes, as to what we're preparing for. You know, that's the frequently asked question, in fact. What are you preparing for? Because people are genuinely looking for information. There's only so much information I can give along those lines. Some people may have a certain interest in earthquake readiness. We can provide those supplies, those resources, to be prepared for an extended amount of time without electricity or running water. Some people are preparing, though, however, for hyperinflation, the crash of the dollar, and things like having wheat, rice, beans, legumes, quinoa, other things are very important to stock. When we look at reports like wheat going up 85% in cost, although really the consumer hasn't really felt the effect of that yet, but we're looking at that soon. It's more important that I provide a little bit of encouragement in a world of a whole lot of fear, and I've had my own experiences also. I feel like, there's a pretty sizable chunk of my audience that would rather feed off my fear, anxiety, and worry than be a part of the solution. What I'm really trying to do is zone in on that smaller percentage, those that are awake. And I know those that are watching on a regular basis on YouTube, like you're watching now. Most of you are on that level. But I'm here to provide information, not stir up fear. They might come in for one thing. They might come in with a question, and they'll leave pondering something completely different. I have to really watch my P's and Q's and really read people's energy when it comes to determining what to say to some people and what not to say. At the same time, I didn't get to where I am today, and I would like to go a lot further in terms of, for one thing, producing a number of films and getting some things done in terms of that. But I didn't get here by worrying about what people think about me. Yet, at the same time, I also realize some people can't handle certain information. They can handle other information. The most important thing for me, the idea behind giving information like this, is to empower people, is to get them moving in some direction, get them realizing that, hey, maybe they're living a lie, and they might want to start looking at reality a little bit differently if they really want to prosper in this different reality. It's in fact already manifesting right now around us, not something that's way out there in the future lingering, but here, happening now. Change is happening all around us, but it's not quite the change the people were hoping to get when they voted for Barack Obama, or George W. Bush for that matter. Here at the Portland Preparedness Center, I foresee a place that goes beyond the average survival center, and I'm already having to shield a lot of people's fears and kind of bring them down to reality. Talking about big, strong men out there. They're real concerned about what happens when the you-know-what hits the projectile device. And these guys aren't even speaking out. They're simply concerned about what's happening, and they're in my opinion, personalizing it. It's important to get prepared, but it's also important to build community and realize that you can build a stronghold in your community. And as I said for years, when the cops get laid off, men, be prepared to be the local police in your neighborhood to make sure your women are safe. It's basic, it's common, it's instinct, it's common sense, you would think. So that's another reason why I think that I am doing what I'm doing at this particular point in time, opening a store like this in a city this large where no one else has thought to do something similar. Who knows why, but it is what it is, and I'm here. I think it's more important that people look at this as a empowerment thing, not a thing to every day going, oh my God, now what else do I have to get? What else do I have to purchase? That's only a part of the center. It's also providing information on a lot of other outside-the-box topics. With that being said, I'm trying to get in the mode to where I can, off camera, away from the TV show, produce a YouTube video every couple days or so. I don't know about every day. I need to get my website back online. Well, alexansary.net is there, updated rather. The fact is, I got burnt out for a little bit. I also have been pondering the last 9 months or so to a year, as I've been moving around from place to place to place, how to refine the message. Everything that I've been doing the last 5 or 6 years, how to refine it to a point and simplify the message to a certain extent, because it comes down to how is the information being received, and are the people that I'm trying to reach receiving the message? Does it have to come out a certain way elsewhere or through another medium, or what other options can I explore here to continue to attempt to reach more and more people across the globe, not just the city? And one thing I've learned, if you tell too many people, tell people too much about FEMA camps and things of that nature, from observing how the message is delivered by other hosts, not to criticize, but observing the effect, it shuts some people down because they've been bombarded with too much information about how the gun's pointed at our head. Not enough information about our own strengths. So through my own life experiences, folks, falling on my face but never quite shattering my teeth, I've learned through trial and error just a few things about the strange nature of reality. Long before I got into this, whatever I'm involved in now, I was living life differently. But I grew up fast, and perhaps for good reason. The world, too, is about to grow up fast and go through a sequence of experiences that are going to lead it to the next phase of its collective evolution as souls run on that path. So it's going to be an interesting ride. If you want to support the show, tell people about this YouTube channel. Tell people about the website. Tell people that want to learn a little bit more about self-sufficiency, about the store, because you're going to see we're not just going to be selling things. We're going to be providing free classes, and we're going to film some of those things on YouTube, from edible plants to alternative energy to canning to women's self-defense. There's a number of things, and if you have suggestions on certain classes, or if you'd like to volunteer, you can, of course, comment down the post line, down there right below the video. And so stay tuned. You're going to see more on this channel in the future. Tell others about it. youtube.com/alexansary. With that, I've said a mouthful. Just want to make sure I got one video out, because sometimes just can't wait till Sunday to say something, if you know what I mean. And maybe you all had to say something too and start your own channel. Really doesn't cost anything to have a webcam, and you know there's more of us than them, and there's no point, if some of you already think you're on the list, for you to be afraid to say what's really on your mind, because in the end, it's not about the guns and ammunition, it's our voice that has to be our ultimate weapon of choice.